Narcissists are hurt far more by this one specific thing than by simple no contact alone, even 1,000% more. Understanding how narcissists behave during breakups often feels like trying to solve a very deep puzzle. They usually show two completely different faces. At the start of a relationship, they shower you with heavy praise, intense attention, and create what looks like a perfect love story. Everything feels magical and powerful in the beginning. But this stage does not last very long. It quickly falls apart and reveals their dishonest and self-centered nature. Trying to heal and move forward after being with a narcissist feels like trying to stay steady in the middle of a violent storm, one that leaves deep emotional marks behind. Many mental health professionals describe their impact as something harmful, almost like a sickness that must be kept at a distance to protect others. If you have felt the pain of being involved with a narcissist, know that you are not alone in this experience. And many people are learning how to understand and handle these difficult personalities. The end of a relationship with a narcissist exposes their confusing inner world. Whether you chose to stop communicating with them or they blocked you on social media and on your phone, the emotional pain can feel overwhelming and hard to manage. Narcissists often end relationships first, leaving their partners feeling shattered, confused, and secretly hoping for reconciliation. In other situations, you may be the one who decides to leave, which is a very brave decision considering how emotionally draining it is to stay with a narcissist. To really understand these breakups, it is important to see how narcissists first view their partners. At the beginning, they see you as a hero, someone who can solve all their problems and heal all their wounds. Over time, it becomes clear that no single person can fix another person's deep emotional issues and hidden inner struggles. You are not a magician, and you were never meant to be one. Narcissists need professional help and serious inner work, not a relationship where someone sacrifices themselves trying to save them. Being discarded by a narcissist reveals what truly hurts them after a breakup. Their biggest struggle begins when you stop caring. Like oversized children, narcissists fall apart when they are ignored because attention is what holds their fragile sense of self together. When you remain calm and remove the attention and emotional energy they crave, it becomes their greatest weakness. Understanding this truth allows people to take their power back and move forward in a healthier and more stable way. After the relationship ends, it is very important to manage both your emotions and your actions carefully. A narcissist is very skilled at shifting their attention quickly to a new person who can give them validation and admiration. Understanding this reality helps you reclaim your freedom and stop taking their behavior personally. Closure is very rare with narcissists because they deeply fear final endings. Finality means loss of control, and control is everything to them. They often refuse to give you a clear ending, which makes it harder for you to move on emotionally. Choosing to fully disengage and emotionally shut the door can be more powerful than any argument or explanation. A major shift happens when you no longer care about where they are, who they are with, or what they are doing. Narcissists survive on your emotional reactions and attention. When you emotionally detach, it confuses them and opens the door to your real freedom. Even after the relationship is over, they often want proof that you are still hurting. They enjoy seeing sadness, struggle, or anger on your social media pages. This is why stepping away from social media for a while after a breakup can be very important for your healing. Some narcissists even go as far as creating fake accounts or sending friend requests from strange profiles just to monitor you. Showing complete disinterest is extremely difficult for them to handle. When you truly do not care about what they do, what they think, or even whether they exist, they feel powerless. This lack of attention deeply wounds their ego and causes them intense emotional discomfort. It does not truly matter who initiated the breakup at first. They may feel powerful and in control in the early stages, but once they realize they cannot see your updates, cannot contact you, and cannot access your emotional world, it starts to hurt them deeply. Seeing you reappear later as a happy, calm, and successful person is one of their worst fears. Breakups reveal the deep emotional wounds at the core of narcissism. To heal yourself, it is essential to recognize their patterns and refuse to let them continue controlling the narrative. Taking back your life and happiness requires strong boundaries and often stepping away from online spaces for a period of time. When narcissists are part of your family or when children are involved, the situation becomes more complex and requires a different approach. Many people find peace using a technique called gray rocking, which means responding in a dull, neutral, and unemotional way. By doing this, you show that their words and actions have no effect on you. This method works because it removes the ego boost they desperately need. When you use gray rocking, you end the emotional game they rely on. As you withdraw your emotional reactions and refuse to engage, you slowly fade from their focus. This intentional emotional distance weakens their control and leads to their frustration. Something interesting often happens when a narcissist finds a new person to admire. For a while, the emotional distance you created may make you seem less interesting to them. However, later on, they may try to return, hoping to get the same emotional responses they once enjoyed. This pattern of pulling you close and then pushing you away repeats again and again, highlighting their unstable and unpredictable nature. Understanding how these relationships function is a powerful step toward personal growth. Learning lessons about responsibility, humility, and emotional boundaries can guide you through these difficult experiences. Personal growth and healthy boundaries often require support from multiple sources, including trusted friends, therapy, and self-reflection. When you act calm, indifferent, and even bored while they attempt to provoke or manipulate you, you send a very strong message. That message is that they no longer have power over you. This strikes at their deepest fear because they see relationships as contests to dominate and control. Your calm presence can make them extremely uneasy. It may cause them to obsess over you or completely withdraw because their ego feels damaged. This emotional blow is something many narcissists never fully recover from. Sharing this understanding with others who are struggling is very important. Even after they discard you and you choose to cut off all contact, staying calm remains the strongest way to remove their influence over your life. You are stronger than you realize, and healing and rebuilding your life is not only possible, it is necessary for your well-being. Taking care of yourself during this process matters deeply. The way a narcissist views a breakup is very different from how a healthy person sees it. To them, a partner is often more like an object, a tool, or a toy rather than a human being with emotions and needs. When that object stops working for them or starts asserting boundaries, they feel justified in throwing it away. However, when you are the one who chooses to leave, it shocks their entire system. They cannot understand how someone they believed they owned could find the strength to walk away. This is why silence and emotional neutrality are so effective. They deny the narcissist the one thing they need to survive emotionally, which is your reaction. Whether that reaction is love, anger, sadness, or frustration does not matter to them. What matters is that you are reacting. When you remove that response, they feel as if they are fading away. For someone who believes they are the center of everything, this loss of importance feels unbearable. As you continue your healing journey, you may notice the narcissist using what are often called flying monkeys. These are people they manipulate into doing their work for them. These individuals may reach out pretending to check on you or telling you how well the narcissist is doing without you. This is simply another attempt to provoke a reaction. By holding firm to your boundaries and refusing to explain yourself, you protect your dignity and inner peace. You do not owe anyone an explanation for choosing emotional safety. True healing comes from within, and it begins when you stop seeking validation from people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your silence is not weakness. It is a sign of deep strength and self-discipline. Living a life filled with meaning, joy, and purpose is the most powerful response to a narcissistic relationship. They expect you to remain broken, stuck in the past, and waiting for them to return. When they see that you have built a new life, formed healthy connections, and found genuine happiness, it proves that they never controlled your spirit. You are reclaiming your time and energy for things that truly matter. Every single day you choose yourself over drama is a quiet victory. Keep focusing on your growth and avoid looking back at the chaos you escaped. You deserve a life built on respect, honesty, and real love. By walking away from the narcissist, you created space for those positive things to finally enter your life. It is important to remember that a narcissist's behavior follows a pattern and is not a reflection of your value. They operate from a script they have used before and will likely repeat with someone else. When they realize their old tricks no longer work on you, they may intensify their behavior in a desperate attempt to regain control. They might spread lies about you or try to paint you as the difficult one to mutual friends. This behavior is known as a smear campaign, and its purpose is to isolate you. Staying calm and refusing to defend yourself against every false story is often the wisest approach. Those who truly know you will eventually see the truth, and those who believe the lies are not meant to be close to you. Rebuilding your life after such an exhausting experience takes time and patience. There will be days when you feel confident and hopeful, and other days when sadness or confusion returns. This emotional ups and downs are a normal part of recovery. The narcissist spent a long time wearing down your confidence, so it is natural that rebuilding it will take effort. Focus on small victories like enjoying a peaceful morning, taking a walk, or reconnecting with interests you once loved. These quiet moments of calm are the foundation of your new life, and over time they grow into lasting strength and peace. Independent life. You are slowly learning how to trust your own instincts again after being told for such a long time that they were wrong or unreliable. You are reconnecting with your inner voice, the one that was silenced, questioned, or dismissed. The ultimate goal of this healing journey is to reach a place where you no longer wonder what the narcissist is thinking, planning, or doing with their life. True freedom is not only about creating physical distance or staying away from them. Real freedom lives in your mind and emotions. It is about mental calm and emotional detachment. When you can think of them without feeling a sudden rush of fear, anger, sadness, or anxiety, that is when you have truly won. That is the moment you reclaim your power. You are moving toward a future where your happiness is no longer connected to someone else's approval, reactions, or unpredictable mood swings. By choosing to heal, reflect, and move forward, you are breaking the cycle of abuse that once kept you trapped. You are also ensuring that your future is much brighter, safer, and more peaceful than your past ever was. You are a survivor, and your resilience is living proof of your strength. Every step you have taken has required courage. Keep moving forward one step at a time, even when it feels slow. And always remember that you are worth the effort it takes to heal completely and deeply. Staying on your path to freedom requires accepting a hard truth, which is that the narcissist will never change their behavior or suddenly gain insight. They are stuck in a repeating loop of chasing validation, control, and attention, while you are moving in the opposite direction toward genuine self-discovery and inner peace. When you stop waiting for an apology that will never come, you take the final piece of your heart back from them. This lack of closure, painful as it may seem at first, is actually a hidden gift. It forces you to find closure inside yourself instead of waiting for it from someone who is incapable of honesty, accountability, or empathy. You are learning that your worth and value were never tied to their opinion, approval, or treatment of you. Realizing this can feel like a heavy weight being lifted off your shoulders, chest, and mind. The energy you once spent trying to fix them, please them, or explain yourself can now be redirected back into your own dreams, goals, healing, and well-being. As you grow stronger and more independent, you may notice the narcissist trying to reappear in your life. This is often called hoovering, where they attempt to pull you back in. They might send a random message about an old memory, pretend to feel nostalgic, or suddenly claim to be in a crisis just to see if you will still respond. Recognizing these moments as tests of your boundaries is extremely important for your continued progress. By staying silent or giving a short, dull, and unemotional response, you show them that their control over you is truly broken. This is where your new life starts to grow and bloom, because you are no longer living in a constant state of stress, fear, or emotional alertness. You are creating a safe inner and outer space for yourself, a space where chaos, drama, and manipulation are no longer allowed to exist or take root. Always remember that being alone is far healthier than being with someone who makes you feel lonely, unseen, or unimportant. Use this time to rediscover who you were before the relationship slowly dimmed your light and confidence. Reconnect with your interests, values, and passions. Surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your successes and stand beside you during difficult moments. You have survived one of the most emotionally draining types of relationships a person can experience, and that survival has made you incredibly resilient. Every step you take away from the narcissist is a step toward a version of yourself that is calmer, more confident, more grounded, and more whole. Your journey is not just about surviving anymore. It is about thriving, growing, and proving to yourself that you are the master of your own destiny. As you move into this new chapter of your life, it is important to understand that your silence is one of your most powerful tools. Narcissists expect you to remain stuck in longing, confusion, and emotional pain. When you choose to focus on your own growth instead, you completely change the story. They want to believe that they are unforgettable and irreplaceable. Yet your ability to create a meaningful and peaceful life without them proves that they were never the source of your happiness. This change in perspective is what finally breaks their hold over you. You are no longer a source of emotional energy for them to feed on. You are now a person who has reclaimed their time, their thoughts, their focus, and their future. This independence is a quiet but powerful form of strength that no amount of manipulation can undo. Building a strong support system made up of honest and caring people is another important step in your healing process. These are the people who recognize your worth and remind you of your strength when moments of doubt appear. Unlike the narcissist who used your vulnerabilities against you, healthy friends and family help you protect your sensitive parts. They offer stable ground while you learn how to trust again. It is equally important to be gentle and patient with yourself during this time. Healing is not a straight or predictable path. There will be days when memories feel heavy and emotions resurface. When that happens, remind yourself of how far you have already come and how much more peace you now experience compared to before. The true victory comes when the narcissist becomes nothing more than a distant memory, no longer capable of upsetting you. One day you will look back and see the relationship as a difficult but valuable lesson that showed you exactly what you do not want or deserve in your life. This understanding allows you to set higher standards for how others treat you. You are now equipped with the awareness to notice red flags early and the courage to walk away from anything that threatens your peace. Your life belongs to you again, and you are free to fill it with joy, creativity, and genuine connections that nourish your soul and spirit. When you reflect on your experience, you will realize that you have gained a type of wisdom that many people never have to develop. This awareness becomes a shield for your future self and protects you from settling for less than you deserve again. You have learned that love should never feel like a constant struggle for approval, validation, or attention. Real connection is built on mutual respect, honesty, and care, which are things a narcissist cannot truly offer. By removing their influence from your life, you have created space for healthy people to enter. You are now better at telling the difference between someone who genuinely cares and someone who only wants to benefit from you. Taking care of your mental health becomes much easier once the main source of stress is gone. You may notice improvements in your physical health as well, as the constant tension in your body slowly fades. Sleeping more peacefully, feeling clearer in your thoughts, and having more energy are signs that your system is healing from long-term emotional stress. Engaging in activities that reconnect you with your body, such as exercise, creative expression, or time in nature, can be especially helpful. These activities ground you in the present moment and remind you that you are safe and in control. One of the most beautiful parts of this healing process is watching your true personality return. The person who was once silenced, doubted, or made to feel small is now free to speak, express, and shine. You may find yourself feeling more compassion for yourself and for others who have walked a similar path. Your story has the potential to inspire hope in someone who is still trapped in the same darkness you escaped. By living authentically and choosing joy, you show that recovery is possible and that happiness can return. You have survived the storm, and now you are ready to enjoy the calm, steady light of your new life. As you continue forward, understand that your recovery is deeply rooted in self-love. For a long time, you were made to believe that your needs did not matter. Now you know that your needs are important and deserving of care. Listening to your own heart again is a powerful act of reclaiming yourself. You are no longer living for someone else's approval, and that freedom is one of the greatest rewards of healing. Every decision you make for your well-being strengthens the foundation of a life that truly belongs to you. You are learning to become your own strongest supporter and protector.